I'm just gonna verify it really quick and upload it, and then the comm should start running. Okay, so it first turns on, there it is. And it is beginning its stage process where it's calibrating and going through its iterations of stages. If you want to see it here, it's listing basically a phase beginning for every single step. It lists the stage that it's at and the light value, which the photoresistor is reading. And it's going to do this till 50, which is pretty bland, but as you can see, it's just, it's just doing its thing. I'm sure me moving around the room is affecting it a little bit, but it doesn't really matter what the average turns out to. It'll adjust for that by itself. Let's see. So it's nearly there. It's basically in the void setup section right now. And here it is. So average count, it lists that out. Come on. It's a delay function right now, I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry, this isn't, this is still part of the void setup stage. Basically, I have it work through an iteration of lighting scenarios, so like 20, 40, 60, 80, all the way up to its max, and then it turns off. This is just so like if someone was actually using it, they could tell that the LED wasn't broken or going to be malfunctioning at a certain stage, which I thought was pretty important. And then after that calibration process, where it calibrates the lights here, it prints working properly, which is good. And then after that, it'll start blinking at you. If you don't press the button to turn on the iteration, like say this was a device and you had to press the button. So it'll start blinking and it says working properly. Try pressing the button so that you start using it, or whatever, like whatever scenario you would be using this instrument in. So I'm going to press the button, which my finger is on right here. And I just pressed it, that was a little click. And now it's going to be going through the process of actually working. So it has initial statistics, which goes over its button state, 1 being on. And then basically every like 5 seconds, I think it's actually every 3 seconds. I have to look at the code to get that exact value, but every few seconds it goes through the calibration. And if it's working properly, of course that calibration will go up. And if it's not working properly or whatever, the calibration value will go down. As you can see, the brightness value is just sticking at 150 because the current brightness here, I don't have a gazillion hands because I have to hold the button, but the current brightness is consistent. So it's finishing up its calibration section right now. I just wanted to include that. As you can see, I'm gonna zoom in. It's calibrating lights. So all good there. Let's see. It's doing its maximum light intensity right now. And now it's going to be blinking at me until I press the button to begin the actual run cycle. So it's saying, try pressing the button, try pressing the button. So yep, I'm going to try it. Now I press the button. And it begins its process. Cool. So it's running through, has no error currently, as you can see there. Oh shoot. Oh, I guess it actually came up as too large immediately. My phone light must have interacted with it, but now it's perfect. And the value is 41, 45 of brightness, meaning that it was too large. The brightness went down at a certain point in time, but it's okay. So yeah, it's doing its thing. Now let's interact with it by putting this filter. It's like, oh, it's actually semi-translucent. Shoot. Well, it was doing a good job at reflecting the majority of the light. Judging by physics, it was reflecting the majority of the light. So it must have like a really high total index of refraction or whatever. As you can see, very little light is going through. So yeah, especially if I move it right there, because now it's reading way too small. It's at 24, basically 24, it's like a electricity reading, I'm pretty sure. But it's just a value that's being input into the light diagram. Dang, that is bright. That is bright. Let's see. I'm going to zoom in real quick so you can see the light value increasing over time. Where is it going? Oh, so 170, it moved up from 165 to 170 based on it was too small. Like the light value was too small at that given time, the brightness. So, you know, the light value, oh geez, I just clicked the screen. I really hope that, okay, good. The screen's touchscreen, so I didn't want to get auto scroll off by clicking the screen, but because I like the auto scroll right now, it's working for this demonstration. It goes up from 185 up to here to 195, also just shown there. I have my phone charging right now, so that's why I'm not dragging it across my setup, because it would screw up with the wires and stuff. Well, I mean, it might not screw up with the wires, it's just a precaution. So let's show this actual light kind of growing over time. It's really hard to get this on camera. It's more so when the exposure of the iPhone can no longer capture it. It's at 215 right now, just for point real quick. Oh, okay, so come on, do your thing. It's still saying no error. It's at, what's that, 230 is what it's at right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is, it is really hard to show light increasing, but the calibration video showed that it can increase, and it is increasing. It's just gradual over time. Like right there, you can kind of see it. So it's at 245 right now. Prints no error. It's at 250. And now it says, that's the important thing I wanted to catch. Come on, come on. It says, aborting, error, brightness reached maximum, the resetting brightness value in 5 seconds. It takes 5 seconds, resets the value, and the value is now, as you can see there, oh gosh, God, ouch, 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 ouch. Sorry, I hit my elbow. Oh my gosh, come on. It's went back to 150 right here. There you go. And that was after the error code that came up. I'll actually turn off auto scroll for 2 seconds so I can go back to that, because that's a cool thing I wanted to point out. Yeah, so basically right here, it pops up the error code after it reaches 250, which is, it's 5 off of the maximum. And I feel like it's a, like I could make it the maximum. It's just, it's for a sanity check, within a medical device, you would never, you want to have a, like a tolerance, like a safety tolerance. So I would never want for it to just not abort before hitting the maximum. But as you can see, it's still growing. It's at 190 right now because it goes back to 150, and then that gives time for the user to just do their thing and reset up. So it's still growing, but this is really unimportant to the test. So I'm going to remove the filter, which is acting, making it like less light, quote unquote. And now I'm going to turn on my room light, which will increase incident light. And again, I have this set up because this is for activity 1 and 2, I just didn't want to undo it before I took videos for both. Like these don't affect this. It's a straight line between these two, within a 2D plane, of course. Well, there is nothing interacting in between them, and these two are only working along one axis because you have the plane shooting from here to here. Oops, someone just ran down the hallway. Yeah, but as you can see here, the value is decreasing over time because it's too large. So yeah, it's decrease from 180 to 175, decrease from 175 to 170. So yeah. So I'm going to let it do its thing for a sec. It's even harder to see the light adjusting its brightness when the room lights are on. So I'm dropping exposure. Again, the photoresistor is right here. They're working along like, what's the word? Cylindrical path with each other. Okay, sorry, I did that. The iPhone recognized the video as horizontal pointing this way, so I went like this so the video would show this way. Okay, it's at 130 currently, so it has, oh no, never mind, it's at 125, yeah, it was at 130, it's at 125 now. Still too large. I mean, it should be too large in total. I might have to not hover over it so that my light, which is this way, it's like my room light is from here, can shine down onto it, and the photoresistor can actually measure it. Because, oh no, I mean the value of light is like 200, which is way above 70, so way above the 10% error tolerance of 70, so it should be fine. So you can see the light has clearly gotten way dimmer. This is me, like this value, this isn't actually that light changing, that is exposure, but it helps, it darkens the ambient field over here, so you can actually see what is going on with that light, but the light has gotten way dimmer, especially in comparison to earlier in this video when it reached a maximum. Well, in near maximum, again, safety tolerance, you really wouldn't want to reach maximum or minimum. Okay, I know it's taking a while, it's just because it's going through its iterations. It's at 65 right now. That being said, it takes 30 iterations for 150 to go down. Like it's a longer ways towards the minimum value than it is towards the maximum value. So that's why it's taken a little longer in comparison. It's at 50 now, so 10 more. Well, roughly 10 more. Again, I also have safety tolerance on this one, so it doesn't reach minimum. And it gives the, well, it gives not the, but a abort message. Oh, I just hit a wire. That's not good. What wire did I hit? I hit a... Oh, I hit the photoresistor wire. Shoot. It seems to be reading normally. I'm just doing this because if I hover over it, I actually darken the amount of light able to reach it. Yeah, there you go. Now it's reading values that are too large. So it's at 20 right now. It's very clearly like lighter. I could probably put this on and it's not like blaring the screen. I no longer have to show full exposure. It's at 10 right now. 10 brightness value. And as soon as it gets below 10, which it's at 5 now. Again, I have a 5 value tolerance on this one, similar to the last one. It gives an abort value. It reached its minimum. I know it's not the actual minimum, but it's a safety tolerance. You literally would never want to reach a full maximum or minimum. And then the value goes back to 150, as the current value listed there was 150, but again, it's still too large, so it's just going to keep going down. And that is shown here. And that, yeah, that's clearly much brighter than the previous values coming up. So that's understandable and all good. And it's just going to keep running. So